In this video, I'm going to walk you through in a little more detail how to find means and medians on your calculator. So we're going to go back to this example from this PowerPoint slides where we were finding the mean and the median for these 5 test scores. So first we need to put the test scores into the calculator. So we're going to click on the Stat button, and then you're going to pick that first choice, Edit. So I'll just hit enter since it's already on it. Now if you have any numbers in here already, if your calculator's new you might not, but if you do, you can go up to the L1, hit the clear button, and then the enter button, and that will clear out that whole list. So now we can type in the test scores. So we had 86, 52, 73, 82, and 79. Okay, so we've got those typed in. Now I'm going to go ahead and quit. So to quit, you do second up here on the upper left, and then the button right next to it. That gets us back to the home screen. So now I can go into the one variable statistics to calculate things. So back to the Stat button, but this time I'm going to arrow over to the Calc menu, and for now we're just going to use that very first one, the one variable stats. So I'll just hit enter. But notice when you do that, it doesn't do anything yet. You have to hit enter again to get it to run. And so there's your mean right there at the top, 74.4. And if you arrow down with the down arrow here, you can see some more things that we'll talk about later in the chapter, but there's the median, 79. Okay, so that's how to use the one variable statistics. Now let's say you want to find the trimmed mean. Let's pretend this was a longer data set and we wanted to find a trimmed mean on it. So let's say that we decided, let's say we're doing a 20% trimmed mean, 20% of 5 would be 1. So let's say we want to take 1 off the top and 1 off the bottom. Well, the first thing I'm going to want to do then, let's go ahead and clear this. The first thing I'm going to want to do is put that in order so that I can find the highest and the lowest easily. So I'm going to go to the Stat button, and I'm going to pick the second one for Sort Ascending. Hit enter on that. And then I need to tell it that I want it to sort that very first list that I was working with. So the L1, L2, L3 are down here over the 1, 2, and 3. And to get to those, you hit the second button. So I'm going to hit second, and then 1. That'll give me the L1. And then I'm going to close the parentheses. That's up over the 9. And then I'll hit enter. And it just says done. You can't actually see it until you go back into that list. So we'll go back into the Stat and then choose Edit. And you can see in that first list that those are my 5 test scores, and they're now in order. So that makes it, especially if this were a really long list, that makes it really easy to find the smallest and the largest. So right now it's on the smallest. I'm going to hit delete here. Delete just deletes one at a time. And then I can go down to the bottom and delete the smallest, or the largest I mean. And then now that I've gotten rid of the things that I want to get rid of for the trimmed mean, I can go do the one variable statistics again. So I can say Stat over to Calc and the one variable statistics. Got to hit enter again for it to run, and the mean has changed now because I took the smallest and largest out. So that would be the trimmed mean, would be 78.0. Okay, so that's a mean and a trimmed mean, and then the median is in there too if you scroll down. So then I also wanted to talk about how to do the mean of a frequency distribution. So I'm going to go back to this example from the PowerPoint slides where we had a frequency distribution with some different age categories and then the frequencies. And for that frequency distribution, we had gone ahead and found the midpoints for each of the classes. So the midpoints were 24.5, 34.5, 44.5, and 54.5. And then we won't need the total frequency when we're doing it on the calculator. We'll just need the midpoint column and the frequency column. So now we need to put the information into the calculator. So we're going to go back to Stat Edit. So Stat button, and then Edit. Now this time I'm going to need both of these columns, so I'm going to go ahead and clear both. So I'll go up to L1, clear, enter, up to L2, clear, enter. You do want to make sure that you have L1, L2, and L3. If any of these are missing, then you need to set up your editor, and I can tell you how to do that if you ever have that problem. Okay, so we're going to put the midpoints from each of the classes under L1. So that was 24.5, 34.5, 44.5, and 54.5. And then I'm going to hit the right arrow, come over to, I'm sorry, I have to hit down first, then hit the right arrow, come over to L2, and we're going to put the frequencies over here. So 4, 8, 9, and 7. Okay, so now we have all of the information from the frequency distribution in the calculator, so now I can actually find the mean. So I'll go Stat, arrow over to Calc, choose the one-var stats, but this time I need to tell it that I have two columns of information. So I'm going to tell it L1, so second 1, and then a comma, which is up over the 7 right here, and then L2, so second 2. Then I can hit enter, and this is the information for your frequency distribution. So the X bar would be 41 point, we'd go ahead and round that to 41.3, and that would probably be the main piece of information that you'd be looking for on a frequency distribution, at least for now.